Good evening, everybody. This is Ron Pope, Chief of Operations and Marketing here at Leafit, and this is our Inner Circle webinar. This webinar is set aside for you guys. This is where we bring leaders out to speak with you and show you what it is that they're doing to build their businesses so quickly, so large, and so solid. A business that's going to last. Something where people come to the company for the products, but they stay for the relationships. How do they do it? How do they accelerate their business so quickly that it makes other people envious? And that's what we have to share with you here this evening. Before we get started with that, though, I do know that we've got some new folks on the webinar this evening. So I want to just share real quick, what does Leafit do? Well, it's the first app that pays you when the pictures that you post, so the leafs or the tags that you are creating, you're snapping a picture, you see something in that, it reminds you of something, so then you go and you tag a product to it, which our system will shop through all of our retailers, which we have over 19,000 different retailers worldwide. It'll shop through all of them instantaneously and come up with the lowest price that we have available. All of that done automatically through your search while you're creating your tag, and then you simply just post it to the social network. So we are the first social network that is tied together e-commerce. This is so powerful, guys. A quick little easy elevator pitch is simply the fact that we're the first social network that shares the revenue with our users when the content they post creates a sale. Okay, it's very, very simple. When they say what, you drive them over to the website, you show them the app demo. Extremely simple to do. Over 19,000 different retailers. We're talking Walmart, Sears, Target, Lowe's, all the big names, Rakuten, Amazon.com. They're all contracted to provide products through Leafit here. So you have literally millions and millions of products that you could be choosing through. We currently have a free install. It's going into the Apple store. Matter of fact, we're just sitting here literally waiting for the final approval. We're in their process. Everything's been, pretty much checked off to this point. We're literally just waiting for our little orange light to turn green, and the app will be live in the App Store. And on top of that, it'll be for iOS 7.0 and above. On top of that, we have future developments going on right now for our PC and Mac. So our desktop enabled, mobile optimized is also in the works as we speak. So two very, very exciting platforms that we're rolling out on, and then we'll have the Android and other mobile devices right behind that. The cool thing about all of this, guys, is it's patent pending. Okay, that means you have a first to market. So if you've been waiting for just a little bit for the app to launch and you're getting antsy, keep talking to everybody that you know, but don't get too upset in the fact that you've got a first to market right. Our patent is pending, and other companies cannot just come in and start working in our territory. So this will give you guys a real leg up and allow you to build your social networks quickly here. Now, we're talking about a proven market here. Not talking about a brand new market that we're trying to create, and it's something new that nobody's ever seen before. We are actually talking about a proven market that's been around for quite some time. Quite some time in the technology world. Facebook's been around since about 2004. They got over 1.23 billion users. Then we've got down here at the other end, we got Pinterest, the launch in 2010, along with Instagram. In both of those, Pinterest has 70 million users. It's pretty significant. And Instagram has 200 million. You got Twitter and Google Plus. What I want to point out is, look at Google Plus. They came out in 2011, and they played off the successes of the other companies and the platform that's already there, and they got 540 million users in place already. It's the same thing Leafit's doing, is playing off the success of the other companies and allowing you guys to pull over your social networks, and for the first time ever, sharing the revenue that's generated, because none of these companies on this screen shared a dime with you guys while you were referring all your friends in there and helping them build their social network. It's time for that all to change. Now, the next thing I want to point out to you guys is the number of pictures that are posted each and every day through these social networks. This is actually quite mind-boggling. If you look at Pinterest, they have 20 million pictures a day posted through their social network. Instagram, Twitter, and look at Google Plus again, 214 million. You got Facebook at 350 million pictures every single day. That's not monthly, that's not yearly, that's daily. Okay? Why do I bring that up? Well, we're tying multiple markets together And our backbone is pictures, okay? It's all about posting pictures, tagging products to it, putting it up on the social network where other people can see it and buy from your leaves. Now, what kind of markets are we bringing together? Obviously, social networking, okay? Over 2 billion users. That's up almost a billion users from 2011, guys. So significant growth. This page here, I really just want to impact on you how quickly this industry is growing. Multiple industries are growing, and our overall market is enormous for your guys' opportunity. Online advertising, $135 billion a year, up 17 billion in the last 2 years. Okay. Affiliate and direct sales, $167 billion a year industry, up $2 billion in just the last 12 months. All right. Then we've got e-commerce. Look at this, $1.5 trillion. That's up from $1 trillion in just 2012. So that's, what is that? In 2 years, $500 billion increase. Do you think that maybe there's an opportunity here for you guys, a little bit of room in this market for you to, stretch your arms and grow your business and have something that's going to last for a while? Well, when you're evaluating a company, one of the questions is this a generational company? Is this something that's going to last me for a while? Or is it something that's going to be here for a few months and then I got to rebuild something else? Let's take a look at the projections for the market going out to about 2017 here. Okay, so if you look at this in 2011, there was about 1.22 billion users across the social networks. This year, about 2 billion. But look what happens here. The market continues to grow, and we get to about 2.5 billion users by 2017. And that's extremely significant when you're sitting here trying to figure out, is this something I need to move forward with? Is this a real, legitimate business that I need to be looking at? Well, let's look at the actual e-commerce sales that are tied to this projected growth. All right. So when you look at business to consumer e-commerce sales worldwide, look back here at 2012. Now, what I want to point out is we're talking trillions of dollars right now. Okay. So in 2012, it had just busted the $1 trillion mark in e-commerce. So you might be saying, well, I don't want to go out and ask people to change the way that they're shopping or the way that they live their life. Guys, what I want to show you is that in this chart, you're not asking them to change the way that they're shopping or doing anything. You're simply getting in front of the wave. Okay, and this year here we had over 1.5 trillion in e-commerce sales. But look, by 2017, almost a whole nother $1 trillion more than this year in just the next 3 years. It should go up to 2.357 trillion. So that growth alone is significant. If you had a small piece of that was going to your household, you'd have a very happy household. Okay, so is this a viable market for you? Is this a viable opportunity? Hands down, absolutely yes. I don't think there's anything else out there that even comes close to what we have. Now, let's go back to the inner circle. What is it all about? It's about bringing leaders to you. I talked about the market. Now, how do you capitalize on that? What actions, what activity should you be taking right now to get your business exploding and going in the right direction? Well, I mean, we all have to admit that in any business, if you go into sales, there's always somebody who's got it figured out, who accelerates right past you. You open up a new business and somebody else does it better, and you sit there scratching your head going, how is this possible? It especially is something that happens in networking. Okay. With networking, you start your business and all of a sudden somebody new comes in and they jump straight to $20,000 a month. How do they do that? How is that possible? Well, it's through systems. It's through, finding a way that duplicates and then just repeating it through their groups. And that's what the inner circle is all about, is us, corporate, finding those individuals, bringing them forward so that they can speak with you and tell you their secrets. Okay, these are the industry nuggets. These are the secrets that have been withheld from you to this point. So welcome to the Inner Circle webinar. And our first speaker that I want to bring out here this evening is a gentleman that's been with the company now since 2012. So he's been around for quite some time. He's an individual that has been a real leader and backbone for his team. And well, you can see here he's got over 40 personally enrolled into the company and over 3,800 total on his team. Now, I don't want to jump in and start telling you all about Lee, but Lee, are you with me? I think you're on mute still.
I am, Ron. I'm here. Good to hear.
Excellent. Lee, I'd like to just give you the floor. I mean, you're such an inspirational speaker, and every time we've had you on Inner Circle once before, and from rave reviews, you're back again. And Lee, I want to thank you. I know I asked you kind of last minute today, and really appreciate you being able to rush around, get your other stuff done, and be on this call here. It just really shows your commitment to the team and to the company, and we're very appreciative of it, Lee. So I want to give you the floor. You can talk to everybody about where what you see with Leafit, how you work your business, and what they should be doing to explode their businesses.
Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it. Good evening, everybody. Well, as you can see on there, my name's Lee Oakey, as Ron has kindly introduced me. What I wanted to do this evening was really just to give you a little bit of insight, because inevitably we have a mixed crowd on the webinar this evening. As Ron has said, I have been around for a while in Leafit. It's been an incredibly exciting ride, because from when I joined many months back, the app was obviously just a vision at that time. So here we are at the eve of the app going live in the iTunes store, and we've been busy building the business without a lot of those tools that Ron and Rob and his team have done an incredible job recently of now giving you tools such as your own sales funnel or lead capture pages, and I'm sure most of you have logged into your back office to see those. But what I'd like to do is just take a few moments to explain, because I'm sure some of you have now got involved in the business of thinking, well, how easy is this going to be for me to introduce to other people? And B, how big can I actually make this be? Now, as you can see from what is on screen, I have introduced over a substantial period of time only 40 personally enrolled associates. But that has given me a downline beneath me of just under 4,000 affiliates and associates. Now, that hasn't happened by chance. I've put an awful lot of time and systems in place, very simple, what we refer to, and Ron was already alluding to, which is duplication or duplicatable systems, to ensure that those people that join me, those 40 individuals, are doing exactly the same thing that has brought them to me in the first place. What do I mean by that? Well, what I wanted to make sure was, yes, I can handpick some of those 40, because there may be people that I know, but the majority of them are people that have come to me, contacted me to say, hey, look, I've seen your sales funnel, and we built sales funnels and various forms of marketing prior to the systems that are now available. It was almost done on autopilot, and they would do nothing more than send an email and ask me a little bit about the business, and from there we would develop a relationship over a couple of conversations, and of course leading them to a point of them wanting to get involved. But the most important thing I think that we can all be very guilty of is not taking ownership of those individuals. Now, I can promise you one thing: you can go out and you can bring 5 key individuals into the business, or maybe individuals that are just taking a look at this for the first time, but unless you actually hold their hand, settle them down, and make sure you impart the very knowledge that you've got to them, they're not going to be anywhere near as successful as you have been. Now, it's very, very important. I'm not talking about spending hours and hours and hours with individuals, but what I am talking about is dedicating some time where for the first 24 hours you ensure, whilst that individual who has just joined your team, it is your responsibility to make sure that they have all the knowledge and information that they need, they know how to find it in their back office, and most importantly, that they are going to now duplicate exactly what you've done. Now, you have to bear in mind that we're all guilty sometimes of assuming people know an awful lot more than they actually do. And that's really what our group has been about. We're a group of individuals, all like-minded, but we've all insisted that everybody takes ownership of their new members. Now, when you look at that, we're almost talking about a 100-to-1 ratio for 40 individuals, personal individuals that I've enrolled within Leaf. I've had 100 return off of each of those individuals. So you can see how it can pay for itself very quickly. I'm sure a lot of you may be sitting there thinking, well, I've just introduced one person to the business and they're probably going to tell somebody else. And that's exactly where I started. But it's so important that you utilize the tools that are now available for you. And I have to say, having been somebody that's built many sales funnels, looking what Ron and Rob and his team have put together, the current sales funnel is certainly not only outstanding, but to have it free in your back office is unheard of. And I've been involved in a number of businesses online. Most of those companies don't have such a sales tool to help you. And if they do, they would charge a fortune to it. So the important thing to get across is that you need to ensure that get assistance from your inviter. The person that has invited you in should be taking responsibility of you. If you're just into the business for the first time, you need to make sure you're getting the right support. And I've always said to anybody down the line, if I find anybody below me is not being looked after by their own inviter, then please pass it back up the line. So I want to make sure that all of our team are doing the same thing, and it is about duplicating the simple process. I've said this many times, and that is when something is working well, be it your own idea or somebody else's, don't change it. The thing to do is copy it. And though I have come up with some ideas myself, some stuff that I've used very successfully within Leafit to bring in lots more people and share those ideas with the rest of my team as they come on board are things that other people have done very, very well. So if you're here and you're new to online marketing and not sure maybe how to grow the business exponentially, then just ask around. Contact me or contact your upline first of all, and get some ideas as to how you can start to put things in motion very easily and very inexpensively. And so that you've got an understanding, because let's face it, unless you understand how you're going to grow the business, it's very difficult for you to then assist one of your new recruits or new members, associates that you've brought into the business yourself. Now, it isn't difficult. What I can tell you is that you may be sitting there thinking, well, okay, he understands a lot about online marketing. I promise you, many moons ago, and most of my team, and I've got a couple of members who, going back a year, didn't know the first thing about online businesses, let alone online marketing. And those very people now, the likes of Anna Burton, now are leading their own groups and own teams because they realize what an astonishing opportunity sits before them in the form of Leafit. It's free, it's what everybody does every day, and now you can generate money for doing so. So just, I don't want to waffle on too much, but what I'd like you to do is just understand that you're not here to recruit thousands of people. That's not what Leafit is asking you to do. As you can see from myself, I've got an unbelievable team of individuals below me, but I've only personally, over a long period of time, brought 40 people in, but I have spent significant time in supporting those 40 for them to go out and bring 40 in and so on themselves. And that really has been the key to my success, and certainly the way our team of 4,000 have flourished and are continuing to do so. Ron, if you're still there, back to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Lee. If you were to give advice, and I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot, but if you were to give some advice on what they should do tonight, because I know you're an action taker, what would you suggest they do tonight so they can hit the ground running tomorrow?
Well, I think the obvious things are the things we miss, Ron, and I think we all have a fantastic back office. There would be my starting point. I would take 45 minutes aside. I would ask friends, family, wherever you are, not to disturb you for 45 minutes, to immerse yourself in your back office, to understand what an incredible sales funnel or tool that they have. That's your own personal website that is going to enable you not to have to explain anything to anybody if you don't wish to do so. You just simply pass them your own personal link. You can select the one that you like the look of, but first of all you need to find out where that is, and I think we can all be guilty of really glossing over a lot of the stuff that you've made available to us. So my first point of advice would be get into your back office, find your own personal website that's going to do the explaining for you, because let's face it, when we're new to a business, it takes some time to get our heads around it, and then make a short list of 5 things that you're going to do tomorrow morning. time is getting on tonight. I would say tonight because now there's no better time than now, but I'm conscious of some people over in the East Coast and it's fairly late. But make a list of 5 individuals you're going to contact tomorrow morning and tell them that you are going to be sending them a little bit of information, a text message, an email with your own personal website link within it, and make sure you follow through with those 5. And then once you've given them that, contact those 5 and ask them what they thought. That's just maybe a starter for you.
No, Lee, that is perfect. I think a lot of people overwhelm themselves. They look at this and they go, wow, he's got 40. He's got 3,814 people in his group. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do that. And they start to overwhelm themselves, and then paralysis of analysis starts to set in. He must know everything there is to know about the business, and he must be an expert. And, I just don't know if I can do it. And people start to panic. I can't tell you over my years in this industry, how many people I've counseled with and helped build teams. And exactly what you're saying, Lee, is perfect. Just grab 5 names and take action. Contact them. Get the information in their hands. Don't overwhelm yourself. Start with 5, and then spend the time with them. Out of those 5, 2 or 3 will sign up, and then you got your team started. And then what are you going to do from there? You're going to work with those folks, make sure they know where all the resources are, where the webinars are, how to plug into the system. Like Lee said, don't just leave them behind. Take them by the hand. Now, if you did this with 40 or 50 people at one time, yeah, you're probably going to be a little bit overwhelmed. But you do what Lee said, start with about 5 people and just walk them through the system and make sure that they know where everything's at. And I'm going to add just one more thing here, Lee, is you don't want to be the expert, guys. Okay, so when you're working with these individuals, as Lee just stated a moment ago, if you're not getting the upline support from your sponsor, go up further. Okay, and then why do you do that? Well, what you're looking for is that third-party credibility, that third-party confirmation. Because see, what's going to happen is when you contact these 5 people, even if it's your own brother, your mom, whatever, what you're going to do is you're going to get the information in their hands. Okay, and then you're going to follow up with them. And when they ask you a question, you're simply going to say, you know what? I'm not the expert on this. I just got started, but let me put you on the phone with somebody who is. And if you're on Lee's team, you've already called Lee prior to this and said, Lee, I'm going to be making some phone calls. Will you be available from this window of time to this window of time? Okay, so maybe it's 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Will you be available? I might be bringing you some 3-ways tonight. Lee's going to say, of course, I'll be available. Okay, if Lee's not, he'll get you in contact with somebody who is upline. And this is if you're on Lee's team. I'm just using Lee as an example here, guys. But what you're going to do at this point is you're simply, again, you're going to say, I'm not the expert here. And why are you doing that? Let's think about that for just a moment. The reason you're saying you're not the expert, you could know everything there is to know about Leafit. Okay, I could pretty much ask Lee anything, and he could answer the questions. But it's not as powerful if Lee got on the phone and tried to answer all those questions himself as if he was to bring on his upline and utilize that 3-way, that turnover. All right, because then what's going on in the mind of your prospect is they're going, wait a minute, Lee doesn't know everything there is to know. Let's use Lee here as an example, and he's 3-way in a call into me. They're going to go, Lee doesn't know everything there is to know about this company, but he's already contacted me, and now he's put me on the phone with this Ron guy, and Ron's answering all these questions. You know what? I could do this. The whole key here, guys, is let somebody else do the telling and selling for you. You got your sales funnel to begin with. That is going to simplify things more than if you haven't started using it. And from there, you do your follow-up call, you 3-way into your sponsor or your upline leader and let them do the rest of it. Even if you know the answer, once you turn that call over to your upline, shut up, sit back, don't say anything else. Because what did you just do? You just built the credibility. You just edified Lee or your upline. Okay, you just edified him. Said this is the expert right here. Lee, thank you so much for taking a few moments and speaking with myself and Sarah this evening. Sarah's got a few questions. And Sarah, this is Lee. Lee, this is Sarah. You sit back and you shut up. Don't say anything. All right, because if you interrupt Lee, you're breaking down that credibility that you just built up for him. You see, so you got to sit back and just let them answer the questions, and then afterwards, your upline will turn it back over to you. You're going to thank them again for their time. I know you're extremely busy. I really appreciate it. And then what are you going to do? You're going to let Lee or your upline go, and then you're going to say, "Wasn't that amazing? Lee has this down pat. That's the type of leaders that we have in this company. I can tie you in with that. You don't even have to know everything there is to know about this, and you could be making a check by this Friday. So you turn it over, sit back, shut up, don't say anything. But that's the system that you guys need to learn is, when you start duplicating that, now here's the key, okay? You still need to learn your business. Don't sit back and let people like Lee and other upline leaders do all the work for you. It's the credibility, that third-party credibility that you need. But guess what, guys? You're going to be that person for your people that you're bringing into the company. So you still need to learn your business. All right? You wouldn't open up a grocery store if you didn't know anything there was to know about groceries, right? I mean, you still gotta learn your trade. Okay, you wouldn't open up a music store if you didn't know anything about DVDs or CDs or any other stuff. You've still got to learn about your product, but you never want to be the expert. You always want to bring in a third party on that. Lee, you got anything you want to add to that? I kind of jumped in on you there.
No, I think that was in a nutshell, Ron. I mean, I couldn't put it better. And you know, of course, what happens with that is that once you become comfortable and you have your 5 people, I mean, let's be frank, who in their right mind wouldn't join? It's free, for goodness sake. So you've got your 5 people. Now your job is to make sure that those 5 people have got as much information, and you do the same to them as your upline has now done to you. And you know what happens? You suddenly find very quickly that those 5 then get their 5, and they get their 5, and they get their 5. And I promise you, if you take that down 10 lines, you will be amazed at the size of your team. That is how simple this business is.
Excellent. You know, guys, do the math on that. I mean, it's pretty incredible what can really happen there. And if you use it as simple as what Leah's just talked to you guys about, it will duplicate. It'll replicate to like nobody's business. Your checks will skyrocket, and you'll finally have that business you've been looking for. So, biggest thing is just take action. All right. Don't sit there and let the paralysis of analysis set in and I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. As Lee stated, on the East Coast and other parts of the world, it is pretty late right now. But if you have a few moments, just take even 10 minutes after this and jot down 5 names and then go to bed. Okay. And when you get up tomorrow, you already have your game plan in place. If you got to go to work, as soon as you get home, you've already got your game plan in place. Okay. So just take the action tonight. Don't wait till tomorrow to take action and then say, well, I'll call them on Saturday. Because when Saturday comes around, I'll do it Sunday. Well, I don't work on Sunday, so I'll do it Monday. These are the types of things that happen every day in this business. And if you don't treat it like a real business, it'll never be a real business. Okay? So you guys are each here for a reason. You want to get free from your JOB or from a business you currently have that you're not happy with. It all comes by taking action. Lee, thank you so much for coming out and spending some time with us. I know you've got to get off to another engagement. Do you have any last minute thoughts or anything that you want to say to the folks?
No, all I can say is that you are incredibly lucky to be here at this stage. If you've just recently joined, with a lot of people on this call, so first of all, thanks for everybody turning up. But you've got an opportunity in front of you, unlike any other that I've certainly seen over the last 20 years. With a comp plan that I know Ron has bashed around, but there's an opportunity for everybody here by doing just those simple things that we've both just outlined to earn a real significant amount of money. And it's down to you at the end of the day to get hold of those first 5 people and then make sure you're supported by your upline. I'll leave it with you, Ron, and good to be here as always, and look forward to speaking to you tomorrow.
Thank you, my friend. Have a good night. Okay, so our next speaker that I want to bring out is Coach Kathy. Coach Kathy Buchanan. This gal is a rock star. Came in July 16th. She has 30 personals already enrolled, 398 people in her group. She has been personally referred by another gal that I completely respect, Elise Williams. She's been on the Inner Circle calls a few times. And tonight is not about Elise, but I know a lot of people love her. And I've been told from Elise that Coach Kathy is just as inspirational as and exciting as as the best of them out there. So I have not had a lot of time to spend with Coach Kathy, and that's something I want to change and start to learn from these folks. I've been in the industry for a while, but every time I'm on these Inner Circle calls, trust me, I'm taking notes. There's things here that I can learn and then teach back to the field again. But when you can get it straight from the source, and we are so lucky to have Coach Kathy on the call with us this evening. Kathy, are you with me?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we
Ron?
can. Absolutely. So, Kathy, I'd like to
Okay.
turn the call over to you now, and just have you kind of talk a little bit about your background and being your first time on the Inner Circle calls, and maybe talk a little bit about Leafit and where you see it heading, and what you think the folks on the call this evening should be doing.
Absolutely, Ron. I appreciate this, and I have to make a correction. I don't have 30 personally enrolled in iGrow. I have 11, but I have a total team of my personal of 30. So that's my apologies for misleading everyone there. So I want to make that correction. I
Okay.
wanted to thank Elise
And
for,
Kathy, if you could speak up
uh-huh.
just a little bit more so everybody can hear you.
Okay, is that better?
That's much better. Yes.
Okay. I really want to thank Elise because she's just the one who I met years ago through YouTube, and we've communicated and stayed together and doing another business. I was in Las Vegas getting ready to check into a room preparing for my daughter's wedding and got a message from Elise about Leafit. And through all the frenzy, I had to find a Wi-Fi area and sat there 5 minutes into the overview. I was in. I jumped on board right away. I just saw the vision. And the thing is, I've been with drug sales for 17 years, a lot of different companies, a lot of failures and successes. But, each of those, I think everyone on the line may attest to this, regardless of how many years they've been a part of network marketing or direct sales. That it's all our story. It's all our journey, and it's taken us to right where we're at the moment, and the timing is always perfect. Now, I do need to say that I love Elise, but it's not that I would follow Elise in anything she did, if that makes sense. I mean, she's wise. She's amazing. She makes good decisions. But I just want to mention that. It is the person, it's not always the company, but if there's something that doesn't resonate and just doesn't feel like it's the right fit for me, then I wouldn't go forward. But with Leafit, I saw it right away. I saw the mainstream attraction and how the masses could become a part of that. Now, I'm on this call, and I feel very honored, and I'm just amazed at the numbers of people on my team, but it's about them for where I'm at. It's the success of amazing women. Some of them I had never known before. They found me on YouTube, or they found me on Facebook, and we have created friendships. So I want to, really instill in everyone, because we all have our different weaknesses and our different strengths. And I would really encourage people to focus on what is your strength and not look at others. We can get so consumed and so overwhelmed as we see other people bringing on new people, adding team members. And it can be very discouraging. But it is just like in Lee, oh, Lee, you're awesome. It was just like taking tons of notes, and I'm in awe and of your patience for 2 years. But it's really about the one, and then the one becomes two, and then you start to grow, and it's amazing what happens. So really the focus is, for me, it's relationships. And Lawrence mentioned it last night on the Q&A. Ron, you mentioned it right off at the very beginning. This is such a relationship business, and my encouragement, I've done 100% of my marketing on Facebook. I have not picked up the phone and called my family and friends. I've done that so many through the 17 years, and I will connect with them. But right now it was just reaching out to people and making that connection. I want to also encourage people about groups. This is one thing I would say. With Leafit, we have something special, and it's something that's long-term that we can have for a very long time. And we do really need to protect what we have. And with that in mind, it is so critical that we do not join a lot of groups, affiliate groups, network marketing, all those different things our Facebook is made up of, which is great. But if you're finding those groups that have the masses, but everyone jumps in, posts, and jumps out, that's not what we want to do. We want to really find groups where you're actually building relationships without an agenda, taking our needs and our desire, even though, we need money yesterday, is to be able to really build a relationship. And when that happens, when you have the opportunity either in that group or someone mentions something about, hey, I really like to touch base with you, whatever you're doing, you're just a positive person, then those relationships and those conversations happen. So Leafit isn't going to be something that is here today, gone tomorrow, and we have to have the masses now, one at a time, one at a time. I would also say, I think I've already mentioned it, don't doubt yourself. Please take your eyes off other people. Be encouraged and applaud what they're doing. But at the same time, look at yourself and say, okay, what am I doing today? Let me make those few connections and go forward. The one thing I do want to mention, you guys, with Leafit, the ability to be able to tap into the e-commerce and not have to have that one person alone be able to capture commissions. I'm just going to share, I've been in the travel industry for 13 years, off and on. And to be in a travel company that has a networking arm and a travel arm, this is what I want to share with you. The networking, of course, is building a team. But when you do travel, the travel is only commissioned to that individual. And I say that because travel is important to me. I want to learn it. And so I've been training a number of people, not even on my team, other people's teams, on the travel aspect. And guess what? I get zero. I get zero commission. It's just out of my heart to help them. And with Leafit, I'm just looking at that going, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I want people to recognize, look at what we have. We are able to capitalize on e-commerce and have it be 9 generations. That's valuable. And we know that our debt happens a penny at a time. Well, guess what? We get out of debt a penny at a time. So even though the e-commerce commissions that may be coming in are small, it is going to grow and it is going to amaze you. And as people start seeing that, when the app comes out, you guys, we are going to be just exploding. So now is the time to really get the word out there to people that, I want to get applause out there. I've got 3 rock stars, but I'm going to tell you every single person of the 400 on our team is awesome. But to give kudos to Tina Maddox-Jones, to Carla Barnes, and to Rashana Johnson, who have seen this and taken a hold of it, and the people that they brought on too, just quality people. So with that in mind, it's not just one person, it's all of us doing that together. I want to say also, what we've got is brilliant. The people behind Ron, I just applaud you guys, and Mike and Lawrence. The capture pages, they are incredible. They're incredible tools, and we do need to take advantage of those. And with that in mind, I'm going to go back to Facebook. Please, please, please honor the company and don't blast 10, 20 groups at one time. You're going to end up in Facebook jail. I've been there. No, it's no fun. But just get into those relationship groups where you can build relationships, where you can connect with people. This is it. Do you really want people that you do that in groups? I'm not saying you, other people, whoever is doing that. And they capture people. It's like, it's free. Oh, my gosh, of course I'm going to do free. But when they come on, they're like, wait, I don't understand this. And then they're all the whiners and complainers. Do we really want them? I mean, seriously, we want someone that we can connect with, have a relationship with, and go on this long term. Ron, I'm going to give it back to you.
Wow, thank you so much, Kathy. That was great. Guys, if you listen to Kathy and you listen to Lee tonight, what they kept saying is, really is keep it simple. Start it off, at a controlled pace. Okay, because again, as Lee was stating earlier and Kathy just stated, you don't need to go after 50, 60, 70, 80 people all at once. Just grab a few and work with them and develop those relationships. And that's what I really love about the webinar this evening is that both of our speakers are all about building that relationship and being there for their downline and taking people by the hand. And Kathy, that's exactly, I believe this. I've worked with close to 300,000 networkers worldwide, and you are the formula that success in this industry is made of. And so, guys, when you hear folks like Coach Kathy and Lee, you really got to take those notes and not just take the notes, but put them into action. Listen to what they're saying, because if you're being convicted right now and you're sitting there, you've got somebody that you brought on and you haven't talked to them, Okay, maybe you don't know what to say. The app hasn't come out yet, and you promised them it was going to be out a week ago or 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, and it hasn't hit. So, well, I'll wait to call them till later. You're letting those folks down. What this is all about is building relationships. Okay, I'll give you a quick update. I mean, the app, we're literally waiting at the App Store for the little orange dot to turn green. We've done everything that we can over here, and we're just literally, Facebook is finally completely signed off, and we're just waiting on the App Store now. And so it could go any day. But my point is, guys, if you have a team and you're not communicating with them, you need to start. Okay, because we're getting a lot of calls over here at customer service where people are confused, or their sponsor, hasn't been in touch with them, or they've been trying to get a hold of their sponsor and can't. Don't be one of those people. Okay, be like Lee, be like Kathy, stand up, be a leader, and take your team by the hand, because if you've introduced anybody to Leafit, you already have started your success. Now it's just a matter of following it through. Okay, so make sure that you're keeping it simple and you're working with each and every person that you bring in. Kathy, I really appreciate you coming out. Did you have anything else that you want to state to the webinar tonight?
I think that, let me do one more thing. I didn't forget about it. When you post on your timeline, I'm going to encourage all of you guys to not be specific about it being Leafit. And it's not because I'm embarrassed about Leafit. It's because you're going to be turning off the people, the friends and the family that you have. Cause an illicit curiosity and just talk about your excitement. People want to hear excitement. They love the emotional aspect. And so just keep it real and share yourself. Share a part of you and be authentic, real, transparent. And that's it, Ron. Sorry. Thank you.
No, don't be sorry. Thank you so much. And guys, Kathy has a lot of experience on Facebook, so hopefully you got some good notes there. What she was saying earlier about, don't just go into all these different groups and start, putting your information up. That's spamming, and not only will Facebook put you in jail, not real jail, but Facebook jail, where they close your account. That could actually start them flagging everybody at Leafit. So we want to protect the company and the growth of it, and so just be very careful in how you market. And if you have a plan in place and you're not just slinging mud, you're going to grow much, much quicker. I've seen people that have gone out and put, 100 people in a business in a matter of a week, and then fell on their face. Nothing happened. And I've seen other people that have put in, 3 or 4 people, worked with them, created duplication, grabbed 3 or 4 more, work with them, create duplication. And before you know it, they have just accelerated right past what the other folks have done. I'll share a quick story with you. This is one I heard at an event. It must have been 15, 16 years ago. But there's a small village up in the mountains, and the village, their water source ran out. And so they put the contract up to the villagers to find out who wants to bring water from the lake 5 miles away. And 2 families bid on that contract, and they were actually 2 families won the contract. So it was up for competition at this point. And the first family, the first daddy grabs the buckets and he starts running down to the lake, fills his buckets and comes running back and dumps them in. Looking around, the other family's nowhere around. He's like, well, I got this made. He runs back to the lake, does this again, does it all day long. The next day he says, wait a minute, if I can get my wife involved in carrying buckets with me, then we can make even more money. And that other family must have given up because they're nowhere around. Okay, so now the wife and the husband they're running to the lake, they're getting the water, they're bringing it back and dumping it into the holding tank in the village, and then the next day he gets this great idea. If I get all my kids to do this, then I'm going to be able to build even quicker and or make money even quicker. So his whole family's going back and forth to this lake, carrying buckets and dumping them into the holding tank, and they're making money. And this other family's nowhere to be seen. And then one day they see the other family, and they're setting up this pipeline. And they're putting it in one piece at a time, and they're taking their time. And the dad's like, "Hurry up, keep carrying these buckets." They're just carrying buckets over and over and over again. The family's getting tired. It's wearing them out. It's taxing on them. The husband and the wife are arguing because they got no time to do anything else other than carry buckets. But this other family finishes up their pipeline from the lake to the local water source, or to the holding tank in the village, and they come back and they turn the spigot on, and it starts flowing. and it just put the other family completely out of business. They were worn out. They were tired. They were all arguing and pointing fingers on why it didn't work out. And you got this one family here that turned on that spigot, and it's just flowing golden water. It's putting money right in their bank account. That's the same type of thing that you have the opportunity to do tonight. You can go out and you can start running and just, carrying buckets and which is pretty much what you're doing at your day job. You're trading time for dollars. Okay. Now, if you love your day job, congratulations. I know a lot of people that don't. Okay. But if you're carrying buckets and you're tired of carrying buckets and you really want to put once and for all that pipeline in place that's going to flood money into your bank account with very little effort. Okay, once it's built, I'm not saying it's no effort to put it into place. Once it's built, you turn that spigot on and it keeps flowing. And at that point, what are you doing? You're maintaining your pipeline. Okay, if that's what you want and that's the type of business you want to build, people like Coach Kathy and Lee, those are the individuals that can help you with that. We're going to be putting training in place from corporate to help you with that. The iGrow University has education in there all about internet marketing. So that what is internet marketing? What is social media marketing? It's about teaching you guys how to put a pipeline into place that when it's done and your sales funnel is properly put into place, you can turn that spigot on and it's going to dump money into your bank account. But it takes effort at the beginning, guys. Okay, it takes a little bit of time. But this is the type of business where you can not just have money, but you can also have quality of life. Okay, quality of life. What is that? That's how much time available you have each and every day, to spend doing the things that you want to do. All right. So if that's important to you, and everybody, Rob Hanley, a good friend of mine that you guys have probably all become to know him. He helped build the sales funnel and stuff. He always presses on his team. What is your why? Why are you here? If you guys don't have a why and you're not sure why you're here with us right now, that's one thing I want to encourage you to do tonight. Okay? Write down your why. Why are you here? What is in it for you? Because I'll guarantee you, okay, our speakers that come on the inner circle, okay, tonight, Kathy Buchanan and Lee Oki, if I asked them right now, they know why they're here. You need to know why you're here. Because otherwise, the small obstacles in life are going to become way too easy to think that there are walls up in front of you. It's going to be too easy to just say, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, you got to have a why. You got to have a drive, guys. So write that down and make sure it's something that you're passionate about. All right, so let's continue forward here. I just really wanted to talk to you guys about, what's really available, because I know that Lee and Kathy both have said, do you understand what you have in front of you? And every day I talk to folks that have been in the business for a while, and I think, oh, they got to have it figured out. And then I talk to them, I realize they don't know what they have their hands on yet. They don't understand that this is a real long-term generational legacy company where you can literally set yourself and your kids, generations to come. You can set you guys up for an amazing future. You can change, what do they say in The Knight's Tale? You can change your stars. Okay, that's the type of business that we have here. It's never been done before. Social media, booming. E-commerce, booming. You just need to insert yourself in the middle of that and build a good, solid team, guys. So, Kathy, thank you so much for coming out and spending this time with us. And I'd love to have you come back out here in a few weeks and speak with everybody again.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to finish off the webinar with this. We have a 50K race where we want to give away $200,000. How many times have you heard a company say that to you? We want to give away $200,000. Okay, when we hit 5,000 paying associates, we're going to give a $15,000 check to the individual who has the most personally sponsored associates. We hit 10,000 paying associates, we're going to give out $25,000 to the individual who has the most paying associates. Now you might be sitting there going, well, I don't know if I can compete in that. You just told me to only put on 3 to 5. Well, look at this next one, okay? Somebody could have 100 personals, but none of them have done anything. Well, then they wouldn't actually qualify for the bigger checks. When we hit 25,000 and 50,000 paying associates, the game changes. We're not a recruiting program, guys. We're a company that you're gonna bring your team in, and they're gonna stay here for the relationships, as you've heard tonight. So that's where we want to benefit, or I should say, reward. The most of this money is to the individuals who are creating duplication. So when we hit 25 and 50,000 paying associates, it's not the individual with the most personally sponsored. It's the individual with the most personally sponsored who each have their three. So duplication, working and building relationships. Okay, that's the type of environment that we want to create. Then we're going to give out $50,000 and $110,000. The bulk of the money is going to go out to those individuals. All right, so this is just our first promo. We've got other promos that we're planning right now around the launch of the app and stuff. So you guys need to definitely make it to the Monday night jumpstart and stay plugged in. Make sure that you're listening to all of these. We're going to have new promos coming out your guys' way to put more cash in your pocket. Okay, that's our 50K race. This is a visual business, so make sure that when you're talking to somebody and they ask, what do you do? And you say, well, I'm involved with Leafit, the first social network that actually shares the revenue back with the user when the content they've posted generates a sale. What does that mean? Well, actually, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go through and you can give them the URL to your sales funnel, or you can send them directly here to your website and watch the app demo. It's about 5 minutes long. Our CEO, Lawrence Sal, actually put that together. We'll be getting one with a little bit better sound quality here. Our video guy was on vacation, so we'll be getting that done for you guys here. But this is a great app demo right here. So make sure that your folks are going through that. And at that point, the light bulb will come on. I guarantee you, the light bulb will come on. And the same as Kathy said, I had to join as soon as I saw it. That's going to be the similar reaction that most of your folks are going to have when you properly deliver the information. What do you do when they have a question? Oh, I'm not the expert. Let me get you in contact with somebody who is, and you call your upline. That's the system, guys. It's not difficult to follow. We're going viral right now. Okay, we're adding literally hundreds and hundreds of new users every single day. It's your time to make the decision to move forward with us today. Get your sponsor's username, go to their website, leafit.biz/your sponsor's username, and secure your position right now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Remember, let's just call a war right now on procrastination. All right? Do not let procrastination lead your life. So make the decision right now, get on the website, get it done, follow the step-by-step system. Make sure that you're inviting people to all the webinars. If you go to your replicated homepage, click on the webinars tab, you will see all the different webinars that we have. We have 6 opportunity webinars daily. And I will throw something out there. We are actually working on a webinar in Japanese, Spanish, and French. So as soon as those are done, those will also go up on that page, and those will be made available to you guys as well. Okay, but make sure you're inviting people to these opportunity webinars. Make sure you're inviting folks to come out and hear what's new with the corporation. That's our Monday night Jumpstart webinar. Then we have Tuesday and Thursday Inner Circle, and we got our Wednesday night. This is one of our most popular webinars, is our Wednesday night live Q&A. That's where myself, Lawrence Sal, our CEO, and we have a guest in on that call with us. Last night it was actually Mike Green, one of our executive founders, one of the first individuals in the company. We've had other individuals, Paul Ankersmith from the other side of the world. He loves to come on, stay up all night, and sit on that call with us and answer questions. And you're going to see other leaders coming into that as well. So make sure that you're plugging into all these different resources. Myself, my team, and a lot of volunteers, leaders from the field are stepping up to make these things available to you guys. Make sure you're utilizing them. Okay, we're all about you being successful. So most of all, though, as you've heard tonight on the Inner Circle, build relationships and have fun with it. This is not a sprint, guys. This is a marathon. You can build your business, you can build your income quickly if you want to, but do not get discouraged. Do not give up. Just continue on. This will be, I'm just going to throw it out there, it's going to be one of the easiest sales you've ever made. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. It's not a difficult build, but just don't expect or don't put the expectation on yourself to have 5,000 people in your first month. That'll happen for you if you want it to happen, if you work towards it. But the biggest thing is build those relationships, walk your individual, your prospects, or excuse me, your new associates by the hand through the system and make it happen. I just want to say, guys, welcome to the team, and let's have a good time together. We're going to have a very prosperous future together, and I want to thank everybody. I want to thank our speakers for coming out tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here on the webinar with us. Have a great night, guys.